Councillor Asghar, shukran for joining us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and assalamu alaikum to the listeners. And as you said, it's an honor to be here and engaging with the listeners of Al Ansar in this area. It's our honor and it's our privilege to be here this evening.
And we really appreciate, we know in the evening it's quite a distance away. And I know you had commitments, but you traveled all the way to reach us. And whilst the studio is just a few minutes away from us, you had to leave, just after Asar or just before Maghrib to reach here on time. We really appreciate it. Now, in the past, there were some kind of satisfaction that some kind of services are provided. But in the last decade or so, like other municipalities, Amdoni in the south coast happened to be a tourist resort because Margate, Amdoti, and those areas, service delivery has declined. So perhaps you just want to give us an update on exactly, is the situation getting bad to us, and what are the key issues that are affecting the residents of that particular area or municipality?
No, shukran. As you have correctly pointed out, the challenges experienced by residents in a local municipality or in towns generally across, whether you're in the KZN province or whether you're in any other province, and towns generally around the country, is basically, you can summarize it into 5 different aspects. The first aspect is the issue of roads and stormwater, where we're finding that, due to a lack of infrastructure maintenance and infrastructure spending and upgrades, we find that the roads infrastructure, the stormwater infrastructure is dilapidating. The second thing that the ratepayer looks at is the issue of streetlights. And these are generic, everywhere you go, wherever there's a ratepayer, you'll find this is the second issue that he raises, the issue of streetlights. And one may look past the issue of streetlights and not look at it just as public lighting, but look at it as in the complex situation of it being providing safety also. So the issue of streetlights comes with the issue of safety. I mean, if the public areas are lit, then most likely you're not going to have the issue of crime within that area. So that's the second issue that is being raised by ratepayers. The third issue, which we've seen in the recent past, is the issue of refuse collection. And, I was listening to a national radio station the other day, and I found that it was very strange and very alarming to know that even this issue of refuse collection is affecting bigger cities. We understand if it's affecting a smaller area because of resources and those type of things. So the third issue is the issue of refuse collection. The fourth issue is something that is close to all our hearts, is the issue of water and the provision of water. Now, one would understand, maybe in an area like Overport also, 30, 40 years ago when reservoirs were built, it was built to feed and to accommodate a certain amount of people. Over the years, we found an influx and the communities, the towns have grown. But yet the infrastructure to cater to the needs of the people have not increased, and the infrastructure has not been improved to cater to the needs of people. So the provision of water has become, in the last few years, a serious challenge in our area and throughout the South Coast. And lastly is the fifth thing that our ratepayers look at is the property values due to the mushrooming of informal settlements within the areas where the ratepayers are. So, but I don't think ratepayers are complaining about people coming to live in their areas, but I think the issue is of adequate, dignified human settlements for all. So these are the issues that have come up over the last few years, and I think as a municipality or local government needs to look deep into this aspect of these 5 key issues that we talk about. Service delivery on a local level. These are bread and butter issues, and it's affecting not only people within our municipalities, but it's a generic issue around the country.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll later on in the program to analyze the causes of these problems, the source of the problems.
The local municipality, we have the WhatsApp systems, and it's not your WhatsApp groups, your community groups, where the person will say, hey, there's a dog barking here, or there's someone walking on the road here. This is a dedicated municipal line where you report directly to the municipality on WhatsApp. a reference number is then given to you on WhatsApp. That reference number is obviously from the customer services department, is then cascaded to the relevant department for action. And the time is 24 hours to it's given to for your query to be either action or given some kind of feedback with something of a something major in nature that may require a budget and those type of things. So I think what is important is that the through the system is that the municipality then receives real-time updates, and it will then allow the municipality to respond quicker. We heard the challenges of the Ratepayers Association to say, we don't receive any feedback from our councillors. So we say, okay, cut out all this. Go direct to the municipality, send your reference number to your councillor, so your councillor can then make the follow-ups for the necessary follow-ups. But it also gives the municipality a chance to react quicker. Then also, what the benefit of it is that also it allows the municipality to plan better. And I heard Brother Abdul speaking regarding the budgeting process and the response to the challenges of the municipality. Now, but the budget goes with resource allocation. In a council, we probably receive what we call equitable share and other conditional grants, but also we receive our own funding through rates and taxes and other sources that the municipality has. But any plan needs to be implemented. So the budget is a plan, needs to be implemented. But how do we then go about allocating the necessary resources to the necessary places? So these types of systems that we have implemented will then allow the municipality to understand what resources are required in certain places. For example, we have many rural areas. Approximately 75% of our municipality is rural. So one won't be budgeting for streetlights in the rural areas immediately until you are able to then bring the rural areas up to a certain point. So it's understanding what is required where. So this regular communication will then be able to put the municipality in a place so that we can plan better and allocate our resources better. It also it creates a paper trail for the resident and for the municipality. You see, as councillors, our responsibility sometimes is misunderstood by the community, with all due respects. Our responsibility is not to fix the pipe ourselves or to fix the electricity ourselves, because obviously we don't have that technical expertise. But ours is to ensure oversight over the work that is supposed to be done by the council, by the municipality. So the systems that we put in place also ensures accountability in a sense that Mr. X, Y, and Z will then report to the municipality, receive the reference number, and then give it to the councillor. Councillor, I have reported this to the municipality. And sometimes it happens, people will come to us, I've reported to five times. I've received an SMS from the municipality that this has been completed, but there's no work done. So it gives you as the councillor the ammunition to go to the official to say, this has been reported. The residents have reported that it's not been done, yet your supervision is saying that it's done. What's happening here? So you then put the councillor in a position to hold the municipality to account. When you have this paper trail, it does that. And it also creates and enhances the trust between the people and the councillor and the municipality, because now everybody is working within one system. So I think these are some of the key elements that we need to or this effective communication will take place. I think, and I heard Brother Abdul referring to councillors' lack of communication with the public, and we know it's 1 year before the elections, so you'll find that the councillors will start doing their work again. So don't be bluffed. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he mentioned something to this effect that a Muslim will not be bitten in the same hole twice. So our voters out there must be very, very careful and wary of who they vote for, because you can't be putting the same people to fail every time. With your vote is the power. So we need to ensure that we put people in there that will bring relief and change to the community. And we must understand the role of the ward councillor. The ward councillor, Brother Yunus, is so important. I call the ward councillor the champion of service delivery. Mm-hmm. Nothing happens in the ward without the ward councillor knowing. And the ward councillor, if there's 5 different things that is wrong in the ward, and the municipality says we only have resources to do 2, then it's a ward council's responsibility to identify the priorities in the ward. Therefore, you need to have ward councils who are close to people and understand the importance of the work, and ensuring that people equitably around the ward are serviced. And the other thing that I want to touch on, and what not so much as a response, but just as an encouragement to Brother Abdul and the people like him who are involved in ratepayers and civic associations. You guys are very, very important in the whole ecosystem of local government. Without the ratepayers association,
Yeah.
without the civic associations, I don't think any local government can function properly. Because to do work, one is the budget, but more important than the budget is the IDP and the planning process that goes through for the IDP. And these are key areas where the local residents, through the civic associations, through the ratepayers associations, should get involved in ensuring that their priorities are high up on the list. So we have a very, very great responsibility to play as ratepayers and civic associations.
Now, this one final question before I go to Andile. Have you found there's an improvement in service delivery as a result of this WhatsApp, recording or reporting system?
No, one, you'll have the improvement in the reporting. You'll also have the improvement in the paper trail and the recording of the system, of the thing, the issues. But what we need to see, the translation, is in the actual work being done on the ground, and that will take time, because remember, we are dealing with a culture of 30 years of non-performance, where 30 years municipal officials felt that I can go to work at 8 o'clock, or I can go to work at 9 o'clock, sign in that I came at 8, leave at 2, and then there's no repercussions on it. So these things now that are being introduced will allow us as a municipality to have oversight, and especially as councillors, to have oversight on what is happening. Department X, Department Y, you have received 30 complaints for the month, you've only dealt with 2. Why? What is the problem? So then, as from the perspective of the Public Accounts Committee, the committee that I chair, will then give us ammunition to say that, are you guys doing your work? Is there value for money received by the ratepayer? So it then gives us the opportunity to further investigate and implement consequence management on those who are defaulting in the obligation, the duty towards serving the people. Because everybody wants a job. If you can look at it as a job, yes, you do your work, you go in, you have your KPI, your key performance indicators, you do your work and you continue. But if you look at it as service to humanity, then you'll take it further. And you look at it from the perspective of an amana, a trust placed upon you, whether you are an official or whether you are in the side of oversight in the council. You look at it as an amana placed upon you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you are then able to do a better job, inshallah.
Shukran, Asghar.